Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday, January 23rd. I want to talk with you in this video about a rights offering from Genius Group. I am talking about this rights offering not because I'm recommending Genius Group to you. I am not. But many of you are very curious about, is a rights offering a better way for a company to raise cash than standard dilution like a at the market or a private placement? In this case, the one interesting twist with Genius Group is they are raising money to go out and buy Bitcoin. They want to build up a Bitcoin Treasury. A rights offering is still dilution, but it is dilution directly to the current owners of the shares. So if you own shares of GNS, shareholders of record as of January 24th, that means you must own or purchase them before the market closes today, January 23rd. You will be given a right to purchase additional shares. That is your rights offering. And the money the company raises from that rights offering will be used to go out and buy Bitcoin and build up their Bitcoin treasury. Genius Group, or ticker GNS, is a very risky speculative stock. And if we look here on Dilution Tracker, we can see a couple of things red flagged. The overall dilution risk right here, high. The offering ability, the filings that the company has where they can just drop new offerings, high. The overhead supply, high, and the cash need of the company, implying that they might be tempted to do more dilution onto shareholders, also high. When we see high across the board, you must understand that this is a very risky play in terms of being further diluted in the future. Just a few months ago, September 2024, the outstanding shares of the company were 21.7 million. And then as they started building up their Bitcoin treasury, the share count outstanding increased to 60 million and then 66 million shares. And then we find out that just in the last week, the share count has risen again to 90 million shares outstanding. The dilution from GNS is happening so quickly that the brokers and the data consolidators can't even keep up. Many of them still showing the outstanding shares at 21 million. Although, as you can see here in the prospectus, as of yesterday, the current shares outstanding is now 90 million shares. Things that I look at to weigh the risk of just investing in GNS in general, aside from the Bitcoin Treasury idea, is, are their revenues growing? Well, there is the chart for that. And what does the net income look like? All negative. The other thing that you might want to look at is the cash flow. If we go down here and look at free cash flow, it's been nothing but negative free cash flow and growing in the wrong direction. So this is a high risk speculative play. And if it is being shorted, the negative net income and the negative free cash flow would be a good reason that shorts might want to target this stock. It is not performing well operationally. Now, management has decided to pivot and kind of not focus so much on the base operations of the company, but to get on this trend of having a Bitcoin treasury. So they have been raising money and going out and buying Bitcoin. I think they own around $35 million worth or so. And their stated goal is to have a Bitcoin treasury initially of around $100 million of Bitcoin. And that is the purpose of doing this rights offering, to have you give them more money to go buy more Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin goes up from this current price level where it's at right now, around $100,000 or so per Bitcoin, that could be a good plan. But if the price of Bitcoin collapses, then you've invested your cash into filling up the company's coffers to go buy Bitcoin when the value of it drops. I can't say what is going to happen with Bitcoin. That is a gamble you'll have to make depending on what you think about GNS and what you think about the future of Bitcoin. The CEO has also set himself up with a nice bonus schedule. If he is successful in growing the Bitcoin treasury of the company, he is going to be handsomely rewarded for that over time. And maybe you think that he deserves that, maybe you don't. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm just pointing it out that that got worked into the paperwork as well. Back in 2023, GNS was a darling of a portion of the retail trading community. It had a massive spike all the way up to $80. Now, this is adjusted for reverse splits that have happened subsequent to that, but it ran up from a couple dollars to $80 because the CEO said he was getting on the naked short bandwagon and got in bed with Wes Christian and Share Intel. Unfortunately, he dramatically diluted shareholders after that. He used that price run up to raise a bunch of money to compensate for the fact that the company is losing money operationally. And the price has been driven down all the way from 80 bucks to its current price of 64 cents. Sure would have been nice to hear anything about what they were doing with naked shorts. That seems to have been shoved aside for the moment in favor of the current thing, which has retail all aflutter, which is building up a Bitcoin treasury. And time will tell whether or not this strategy pays off for GNS or not. More importantly to me, I think, is just pointing out to you guys that we have a live rights offering in progress right now. In fact, it's going to start next week and finish up at the middle of February. And whether you are invested in GNS or thinking about buying some today to participate in this rights offering, or you just want to observe, like me, what happens live in a rights offering to the stock price, we're gonna find out. So let's keep our eyes on GNS. I will put links in the video description to Genius Group's offering summary if you want to read all of their FAQ about their rights offering. The CEO has also done a couple of live streams on YouTube to give you guys more information. I don't have any opinion one way or the other about what you should do relative to a potential investment in Genius Group or participating or not in the rights offering. As I said, I am just curious, as I'm sure some of you might be, about how this whole thing, the rights offering, affects GNS's future and their stock price. Let me know your comments down below. Thank you. I'm Tony Denaro, and I will see you on the next video.